Police in Hong Kong are trying to break up more protests. It's the 24th straight weekend of unrest, and anger at security forces is growing. Demonstrations started against a bill that would allow extraditions to China. That's been shelved, but anti-government sentiment continues to spread. Sarah Clark is joining us from Hong Kong, and you're at a vigil in the central part of the city. What are you seeing there, Sarah?
Well, this is a vigil to remember the 22-year-old student who died on Friday this week, or last week I should say, after being involved in a protest on early Monday morning here in Hong Kong. He fell from a car park, had a brain injury, and on Friday, after 2 operations, he had a cardiac arrest and died. Now, this is one particular vigil. There's about 200 or so people here paying tribute to that student or that protester. But throughout Sunday, there's been 6 districts targeted by those protests, the protest movement, and they're focused on the shopping centres, the shopping malls and MTRs. We've seen a couple of confrontations between police in 2 areas, Tsuen Wan and Tuen Mun, where we were in Sha Tin. We had a number of protesters damage stores, the MTR, and smash glass at those shopping centres. The police presence has been quite heavy across the city today, simply because they're targeting those 6 districts. And this evening on Sunday night, they've also got a second phase of shopping centres being targeted or focused on. And I should say on Monday, the protest movement is encouraging a general strike. That general strike will be the people targeting the transport, various transport systems, including the MTR, which is the train system here, as well as roads. And they're calling it a general strike simply because they're trying to stop people getting to work on time on Monday. So as you mentioned, this is now the 5th month of protests here in Hong Kong.
And Sarah, an international panel investigating Hong Kong's police watchdog and its ability to investigate the force has now released an interim report which is critical of the watchdog. What more has the report said?
Well, this is certainly an interesting development. The government set up this international panel to support or work with Hong Kong's watchdog to do an investigation into these ongoing protests. And in the interim report, the progress report was released by Twitter by one of the panellists, the Professor Clifford Stott from Keele University in the United Kingdom. And that particular report said that the Hong Kong's watchdog, the body lacks power, and the body must enhance its power and its capability if they're going to deliver a proper report or investigation into the ongoing protests. It said the body had a light touch and it was an oversight body. And he also questioned how it can make this comprehensive assessment and said that the watchdog must revise its resources and processes. But as I mentioned, the interesting development was how it was released. This was released on Twitter by this particular panellist. So again, the government hasn't responded to that, and this is an interim report, but certainly having a panel, an international panel, critical of Hong Kong's watchdog is an interesting development in these ongoing protests.
All right, Sarah Clark, thank you.